Today we're going to be going through the review for your quiz. Your quiz is going to be tomorrow on all the information in this packet, and it looks very similar to this packet, so you want to make sure that you are filling this out, paying attention, pausing the video where I say to pause it to try the questions on your own, and then studying this tonight, okay? So our first question here is dealing with our percentages. So it says prior to graduation, a high school class of 2,000 was surveyed about their plans. Below is all the information. Remember, when we're dealing with percentages, the first thing that we need to do is find all the total values. So we're going to add up all the rows going across, all the columns going down, and the total amount down here in this corner. So you can go ahead and pause and do that right now. Okay, pause, find out all the totals, unpause, come back. Okay, so now that you have found all the totals, we'll just write down what those totals should have been. Here the questions are formatted a little differently than they were in our notes, and it says, what percent of the graduates are white? Just like we did in our notes, the first thing that they mention is going to go at the bottom of the fraction. Only this time in each of the questions you're going to see this word are, and that can help decide where your fraction is going to be. Whenever you see the word are, that means that it's a fraction, so that whatever comes before the word goes underneath, and whatever comes after the word goes on top. So what percent of the graduates? There are 296 graduates, so at the bottom we have 296 over our white. How many white graduates do we have? 249 equals, and so in our calculator we have to do 249 divided by 296. We get a decimal, multiply it by 100. We can round this to the whole number, and we can say 84%. Question B says, what percent of the graduates, so there's 296 graduates at the bottom, planning to attend a two-year college. So out of the graduates, how many are planning to attend a two-year college? 42. So 42 at the top. So again with our calculator, 42 divided by 296 times 100 equals 14%. Part C, what percent of the graduates, so 296 at the bottom, are planning to attend, are white and planning to attend two-year college. So planning to attend two-year college and white, there's 34. So now it's going to be 34 divided by 296 times 100. Still, we can round to the whole number, 11%. What percent of the white graduates are planning to attend a two-year college? So here we're just talking about our white graduates, so the total amount of white graduates, 249, goes at the bottom. Out of the 249, how many are planning to attend two-year college? 34. So here we have 34 divided by 249 times 100. And this would round up because that 6 would round that 3 up to a 4 to 14%. Question E says, what percent of the graduates planning to attend a two-year college are white? So graduates planning to attend two-year college is going to go at the bottom. So two-year college, our graduates are 42. How many of them are white? 34. So this time it's 34 divided by 42 times 100. And that 9.5 is going to round that up to 81%. Here it says create a graph comparing the plans of white and minority students. Okay, these are going to vary depending on each person. Okay, but the general graph that you're going to have, I'm not going to graph the whole entire thing, I'll just start one off for you. Okay, is going to be like 4-year, 2-year, military, employment, and other down at the bottom. And then over here on the side, you're going to have your numerical amount. So we start at 1 and go all the way to 175. So I'll say 50, 100, 150, 200. And then we're going to make bars. 1 bar for white, 1 bar for minority. So if I was doing white in blue, like the first one would go up to 175. It's about right here. And the minority I'll do in pink. Minority is 32, so that would be about right here. And then you would just create bars for each of them, okay? And then you would have your full graph. The next question says, do you see any important differences in the post-graduation plans of white and minority students? Write a brief summary of what these data show, including comparisons. Our answers for this question are going to be different. Each person's going to have a different answer here, and they should, otherwise I know you're cheating, okay, because it's what you see as the difference between white and minority students. And now when we talk about comparing something, we can't compare numerical numbers. Okay, because just because it looks like there are more white students attending four-year colleges than minority students, we have to look and see that there are 249 white students compared to only 47 minority students. So this value, 32 out of 47, might not be too much lower than the 175 out of 249. So actually, let's use that as our example that we're going to use to talk about G. We're going to discuss the four-year colleges between whites and minorities. So for whites, we're going to have to find the percentage. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see the whole page. For whites, there was 175 out of 249 that went to a four-year school. So let's do that percentage. 175 divided by 249 times 100. That gives us 70%. So 70% of our white graduates went to a four-year college. Now we'll do the same thing with the minority. Minority four-year college was 32 out of the 47 altogether. So we have 32 divided by 47 times 100 gives us 68%. 68 and 70 are very close percentages. So what I could say about here, do we see any differences? Or you can just kind of write any kind of comparison at all, okay? I'm not too concerned if you're spotting differences, but I just want you to say something about the data specifically. So if we were doing this one here, we can say there is about the same amount of white and minority students attending four-year schools. And we can see that because these two percentages are very close. If this one was 70 and then this one was 42, there would be a big difference there, okay? And that's something that we could also mention. So you just want to choose one of the areas, four-year, two-year, military, employment, or other, and compare the two percentages for that amount. And then say, okay, well, were whites had a higher percentage or minorities had a higher percentage or they were around the same, and just give me a statement with that. Question 2 says, in AFM, Johnny Appleseed got the following tests and quiz scores. Would you consider any of his scores to be an outlier? Explain your reasoning using univariate data. So we can see our scores here. We look all the way through, 78, 82, 84, 79, 86, 88, 87, 88, 84, 32, 84, and 83. We can see that this 32 doesn't really fit in with the rest of the data. So then I could say that yes, this would be an outlier, okay? So we could say 32 is an outlier, okay? It doesn't fit with the rest of the data.